Name Doc.
Well, I worked for years helping to solve problems with customers and clients that might not have been happy.
Uh-huh.
And they said, send him to Doc. He'll fix them, make them feel better. So it kind of stuck.
It's like
Yeah,
so now everybody call you Doc.
they call me Doc.
So Doc, what are we here for today?
Well, this morning I'd like to talk about a fantastic program here in Southeast Texas called Crime Stoppers.
Crime Stoppers.
Yes, sir.
Many people don't understand what Crime Stoppers is, so let's take a few moments to talk about what Crime Stoppers is.
Okay. Crime Stoppers is actually a national program that has been in place for many, many years, and it was started here in Southeast Texas.
Wow.
And has spread to all three counties of Jefferson, Orange, and Hardin County. And Crime Stoppers is a nonprofit program where people can work to make their communities safer.
Yeah, yeah.
And it has many different facets, but it's a fantastic program, and I just consider it a real blessing, a privilege to be able to volunteer my time to Crime Stoppers and the community.
Now, it's also about preventing crime.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people know that Crime Stoppers is about leaving a tip to solve a crime.
Right.
Okay. However, what's really important is preventing crime.
Mm-hmm.
Because we want to do everything we can to prevent people from taking that fork in the road that may take them into the criminal justice system instead of living a peaceful life with their neighbors.
Right. I like to say it like this, Doc. Life is choice driven. We live and die by the choices that we make. And what Crime Stoppers, part of Crime Stoppers is to help people, hey, listen, it's a choice that you make. And so you're trying to help them prevent them from making the crime, taking that step into the criminal activity.
That's correct. And it's so very important and for children at a younger and younger age now that have an opportunity to take that wrong path. And perhaps through some of the efforts that Crime Stoppers offers, in addition to other things in our community, we can help them make that early right choice.
Yeah, that's good. But Crime Stoppers is also about getting the bad guys off the street.
There are some bad guys out there.
Yeah.
There have been some serious crimes committed in Southeast Texas, and Crime Stoppers provides a way that someone can report information about a crime completely anonymous, with no risk of being discovered that they made that report. And in return for that can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000.
Wow. And that would help bring justice to the families and the victims that have been contacted with crime.
Yes, that's a heavy thing to think about. However, when someone has been the victim of a crime or their family member may have been victimized by a crime, there can be some sense of satisfaction and peace and closure to that horrific episode if they know that justice did prevail.
Yeah. That's good. That's good, Doc. Now, so talk about the process. How does the process of Crime Stoppers actually work?
Well, it's a very simple process. Most everyone is familiar with the ads through our media partners on television and radio and in print of the 833 tips. Okay, so what you can do is if you have information about a crime, perhaps even before that crime was committed.
That's good. Yeah.
But if a crime is committed and you have information about that crime, you can call 833 TIPS and report that information. And if that person or persons that have committed that crime are arrested, not wait until they are convicted.
Wow.
If they are arrested, then you would be contacted and you could go through the process, which I'll explain,
Yeah, yeah.
to receive a cash reward for that tip.
Wow. So the key that you just said is that it is completely anonymous.
You know, I've only been on the board of Crime Stoppers for less than 2 years. And one of the first things I learned about was the system of how to keep a tipster anonymous. And it's absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
And it's one of the things that I'm most excited about because this has been worked out over decades. So they just plug it in and it works. So for instance, let's say we saw someone that had committed a crime, or we knew who had committed a crime, and we call the 833 TIPS number.
And that number is 833-8477.
8477.
you know, they've been looking for tips.
Yeah,
You know,
833-8477.
8477 is right there on the bottom of your screen.
And you report that. You report that information. The person taking that information does not have your name and does not even keep the phone number that it was called in on. That is scrubbed.
Wow.
You are completely anonymous.
Wow.
Well, then the question comes up, well, if someone is arrested, how would I get, my cash reward?
Right,
well, what happens is you monitor the news, you watch the TV, listen to the radio, and when you see that person has been arrested, you contact Crime Stoppers again. And once again, they don't have your name, they don't have your phone number, and they give you a code, a coded number. You take that coded number to one of 2 area banks.
Wow.
You go to the drive-through. You don't give them your name, you don't give them your phone number, you don't give them any information. You just say, Crime Stoppers tip, and you give them the number.
Right.
They take that into a couple of people in the bank that are privileged to the Crime Stopper tip numbers. They look it up, they write a check, they cash that check, and they send the cash out to you.
Wow.
Without ever knowing your name, who you are, or your phone number. Completely anonymous. It's a brilliant system.
Okay, so Doc, let me make sure I got this correct. So a tipster call 833-8477.
Yes.
833 tips.
Yes.
They report a crime.
Information about a crime that could lead to someone being arrested.
Right.
Right.
So at that moment, they give them a code.
Not then.
Not then.
That person
To call back
has to call back
after the arrest is made.
when the arrest is made.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. Then they get the tip number,
Okay.
the code number,
Code number.
and they take that code number to a bank and they get the cash.
Wow.
No one ever knows your name. No one ever knows the phone number that you called in on. That is completely scrubbed out of the system.
Okay. So how will a person know the amount of the reward that comes with that?
That's an excellent question. The board of directors meets each month, and we discuss the reward amounts because we want to make sure that that is always fair and in proportion to the severity of the crime. And we have to report a record of those amounts.
Right. Right.
And according to the severity of the crime, when you call in and you get your code number, you're told at that time, this tip will pay $1,000, this tip will pay $500. Now, the Crime Stoppers themselves will set an amount up to $1,000. However, local businesses and local individuals have been so passionate about solving some of the crimes that have been committed against their businesses. They have upped that amount
Wow.
to as high as $10,000.
Okay, Doc. So you said that once a month the board meets to determine the
Amounts of the tips
Okay.
that they're recommended to be paid out at a certain amount, and we approve that.
So if a crime happened today and a person calls tips today, then they have to wait a month before they or determine whether or not.
Well, they would need to wait until the arrest was
right,
made.
and arrest is made. Let's say
And the arrest is made.
before the
then,
board meets again.
yes, then there's about at least a 30-day cycle.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Because we want to make sure that this is fair, it's above board, and we comply with all the regulations, and everybody gets a fair shake.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that I get clarity, because I want people thinking that I could call today, they arrest somebody today, and then next week I could go and get the check.
Yeah, it's not an instant process,
Right.
but we are paying out tens of thousands of dollars each year in tips that people have simply called in to do community service. And I'd like to just address the elephant in the room.
Go ahead.
All right? And the elephant in the room is snitching on somebody.
Yeah.
Okay? And I grew up in a culture where if you were a tattletale or you were a snitch, that you were looked down on.
Right.
And I understand that. However, if an elderly person in their bed at night is assaulted and tied up with an extension cord and beat within an inch of their life, then I don't consider it a snitch to call in, and if I had information that would help prevent that from happening to some other elderly person, or that could bring justice to the family.
Yeah, because it's my family that's affected by it.
You bet.
Wow. I want somebody who have information to call in.
And everyone has to make their own judgment in their own heart about whether or not they're going to report a tip or not.
But it goes back to what you said earlier, Doc, is that it is completely anonymous.
It's completely anonymous.
You know? So, I mean, if a
Completely
person
anonymous.
has information about a crime, then call in, and report it, because it's going to make all of us safer.
You know, there are many people in the community that even if there wasn't any cash reward, and they knew something that may help prevent a crime or bring justice or get a criminal off the street, they would call in anyway.
But now, Doc, you don't even have to call anymore. You have an app now. We have an app, everything. Talk to us about the app, Doc.
You bet. There is an amazing app called the P3 app. It's by Anderson Software. P3 app. It's all over the United States. They have all the bugs worked out of it. It's been in place for years. And the P3 app allows someone to pick up their phone and touch the P3 app icon, enter their personal code number that they set up. They can report a crime and do live chat with someone on the other end completely anonymously. In other words, let's just say that you had information about a terrible assault that had been committed. You can touch the P3 app and say, I know who committed this assault, and I know where they are right now. I am watching them as they enter the grocery store. Their license number on their car is this, and no one on the other end knows your phone number or who you are.
Wow. And look, it's so simple. I just did it on my phone.
The P3 app.
It's that simple. I just went to my app store, put P3 in there, and P3 tips came right up.
Yeah.
Wow.
And in a minute, we'll talk about the application of the P3 app in our local school system.
Yeah.
But we'll get there when you want to get there, Pastor. All right.
Hey, you already there, Doc. Go ahead and jump right in now.
There is a new fantastic program that is in the process right now of being introduced in all of the high schools in 3 counties in Southeast Texas. And of course, the younger people are so tech savvy.
Yeah,
they know all about these things.
They do.
So they're already using the P3 app. And a student could be sitting anywhere in school, and let's say that they saw a teacher being threatened.
Yeah.
Or, the kids know everything. They know what's going on. Let's say that a young person had confided in a friend that they were contemplating suicide.
Wow.
Or let's say that someone was being terribly abused at home and one of their classmates knew about that.
Or if they know somebody that wants to come and shoot the school up.
Or on the other end of that spectrum, someone that has threatened to, or someone that has brought a weapon into the school, or some horrific crime that could be committed. They can simply touch that P3 app and enter that information to a live person, and that can be handled immediately.
Wow.
And that also goes to the prevention factor.
Yeah, yeah.
Because let's just say you and I were in the cafeteria, and we knew we were surrounded by 150 of our friends with a P3 app, and we were thinking about pulling some crazy stunt.
You would do it.
We may not pull that crazy stunt.
Exactly.
Okay.
And the P3 is absolutely anonymous also.
Completely anonymous. You can actually chat with someone on the P3 app, and they don't know who you are or the phone number that you're using.
Wow. And look, again, it is so simple. I'm sitting right here, and we're talking about this thing, and I went in on my app store. Whether you have an Android device or an Apple device, just go to your app store, put in P3, and it's gonna come up P3 tips. Download it to your phone, and it's there.
And it's there.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. It's that easy. And this kind of segues into how the Crime Stoppers is actually funded.
Yeah.
It is a nonprofit, and we are dependent on donations and contributions and sponsorship and grants. And Crime Stoppers receives a small amount of money through the court system.
Okay.
And that, by law, is designated only for paying for the rewards.
Okay.
Okay? That's a very small part of our budget. So I'm going to appeal to everyone to contribute to your community's safety and contribute to Crime Stoppers. And if that can be a small amount of money, God bless you. If it can be you volunteering to help.
That's good. That's good.
Okay? Because we've got a tiger by the tail with this school program. We have schools that are knocking on our doors saying, we want the program in our school. We want it now.
Wow.
And, it's all about bodies and balances.
Yeah.
All right? We need the physical help to be able to spread this information. And we need the money to manage the program because it's growing real fast.
And so if you have a small business out there, and you're a small business owner, hey, listen, this is a good way to support the community by giving to Crime Stoppers. If you're just a part of the community and just want to donate, no donation is too small.
You bet. And you can call the administration number, the 409-333-4088.
Yeah.
And ask how you can contribute and become a business sponsor.
Yeah.
There are some benefits to that besides just contributing to your community.
That's good.
But with this school program, we need some help. We're spread thin, and we're running fast because it is being adopted by all of the high schools, and even within the schools, they're setting up Crime Stopper clubs, just like you would have a debate club, or you would have foreign language club. They'll have a Crime Stoppers club, and there are even some young people that are in school now that want to go into the criminal justice law enforcement field, and by participating in the School Crime Stoppers program, they can have opportunities to do that.
Wow. That is good.
That's another path for them to take, and that's the path we want them to take. It's a fork in the road.
So if you want to donate, again, we're gonna put the number back on the bottom of the screen. It's 409-338-4088 to call the administration of Crime Stoppers to be a sponsor, to donate,
volunteer,
you
get information.
To get information.
You bet.
Anything that administrative, you call that number. Again, that number 409-333-4088. Now that's not the tip line. Now again, here's the tip number. It's 409 tips 8477. 409. I'm sorry, 833 tips. 409-833 tips or 8477. Now, Doc, you go around the community spreading this word about tips.
We do have outreach.
Yeah. Talk to us about that.
Well, but before I talk about the outreach, leading into outreach, I want everyone to know that Crime Stoppers is not a program of the Beaumont Police Department.
Okay.
Now, of course, they're our
partners.
Our partner and Carol Riley does a fantastic job, along with other people in the Beaumont Police Department, of appearing and making the announcements about the rewards and the crimes. But this is not just a Beaumont Police Department program. We have the police departments in Port Arthur. We have sheriff's departments in 3 counties. We've got all of our local law enforcement are supporting partners. So if you're just not in Beaumont proper, Crime Stoppers is still a very important program for us to partner with our law enforcement friends and colleagues to help make our communities safer.
Okay, and that's a great point, Doc. So let me ask this question with that in mind. So if a person in Lumberton or Silsbee and want to provide a tip for something that happened in their community,
yes,
can they still call this 833
yes,
tips
that's
number?
the 833 tips. That is the central tip number to call, regardless of what county you live in, if it's Orange, Jefferson, or Hardin County.
That's good.
You bet.
So those of you who are not in Jefferson County, not in Beaumont, you can still use this same number, 409-833-8477, to report in your area.
That's right.
The crime.
That's right.
That has taken place.
Yeah.
And it will get back to that city or that county and those law enforcement officials.
You bet. We have almost 20 law enforcement affiliate agencies besides Beaumont Police Department.
And that's good.
Yeah, and we're partnering together. So you had asked about outreach.
Yes.
And I'm just going to go right to the top of the list. All right. A man that I am most proud to say that I know and that I so admire. And he is a retired Beaumont police officer named Al Johnson. And most people know Al Johnson because Al not only had spent 30 years on Beaumont Police Department, but Al's partner at BPD was the bloodhound Liz. And everybody remembers Liz, the bloodhound. When they had to track someone, Liz was the one that would find them. So Al has retired now. And through a grant, what Crime Stoppers has done is, mostly because it was Al's idea, is we have had built a custom trailer with a small replica of a home on that trailer. And Al has completely equipped that system with all kinds of items that a homeowner might use to keep their windows locked, or to where to put a camera, or what kind of a safety mechanism to use to keep a door from opening. And Al's the kind of guy that he's not just going to equip that thing with a bunch of expensive equipment.
Yeah.
Al has researched for a long time, and he did this through Beaumont Police Department too, and he is finding things that can cost less than $20.
Wow.
That can help someone keep their home, their business, and their family safe. And he demonstrates those by bringing that trailer display around. He'll bring it to events, he'll bring it to churches, he'll bring it to neighborhood associations,
civic organizations,
wherever they need to be. Al will bring that house and that trailer, and Al also does a static demonstration on tables, like if you have a meeting at the Elegante, and Al can come in and make a Crime Stoppers safety presentation.
Wow.
Now, is that not good or what?
Wow, that is excellent.
Al is number one on my list. Number one on my list.
So I mean, you're I mean, you're not just saying call Crime Stoppers. You're going out in the community and saying, hey, listen, here's some safety tips for you that you might want to look at in order to make our community safer.
Just help people become safer and more secure. And we have our elderly people. We have people living alone. We have working people that may just have an apartment. There may be single men, single women that it's just them and their place of where they live. And Crime Stoppers wants to provide them with all the information that we can to help make themselves safe and give them that peace of mind that can come from knowing they've done everything they can to secure their home and their vehicle and their person.
You know, somebody might ask the question now, does Crime Stoppers really work? They might ask that question, does it really work?
Well, not only does it really work, it works because of people like yourself that are helping us spread the word and helping us draw volunteers and draw donations so that it can work even better.
Yeah. And when the community comes together and get involved in every aspect of it, man, what kind of city would Beaumont be? What kind of community would Jefferson County, Hardin County, or Orange County be?
So one of the reasons I'm on the board of Crime Stoppers is because I'm all about firearm safety and firearm responsibility.
Yeah.
So Crime Stoppers offers free gun locks to anyone that if you have a firearm in your home and you need a way to lock that so that it can become safe, so that a child or unauthorized person can't get their hands on it or hurt themselves or someone else, we're offering free gun locks. We also sponsor a Gun 250 program. And if you go to the website, to the Crime Stoppers of Southeast Texas, there'll be all of this information of different programs that we offer to help keep our community safer. And I'm out preaching the gospel of responsible firearm ownership. Guns are being stolen at a rate, and I'm going to have to be careful so that I don't preach, all right? Guns are being stolen currently in Southeast Texas at a rate of about 1 a day.
Wow.
Which means that the good guys that own firearms are making it easy for bad guys to get a firearm. And that's not right, it's not responsible, and it's easily fixed.
So, Al, they could call the administrative number to get a gun lock?
Yes, they can.
So,
yes, they can.
So if you need a gun lock,
you bet.
409-338-4088. Is that simple?
It's that simple. It's that simple. We also appear at various events, the Cops and Kids Carnival and things like that. And we have our Crime Stoppers display, and we give away not only free gun locks, but we have materials for children, coloring books that are gun safety related to teach children if they're in the presence of a firearm, stop, don't touch, leave the area, and tell an adult.
Wow.
And we have coloring books and materials for kids because it's a horrific thing for a child to be harmed by a gun.
Right.
It's a horrific thing for a criminal to have access to a firearm and use it against a defenseless, law-abiding citizen. So we need to do everything we can to make sure that firearms are only in the hands of responsible people and not the bad guys and not the children.
Well, Doc, can we get a coloring book for the adults that leave their weapons in their car unsecured?
Let's talk about that just a minute.
We might need a coloring book for that one, Doc.
Well, I can tell you what the colors are. Black and blue, from what your head should look like for leaving a gun in a car and leaving it unlocked.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, but we got the statistics for 2018, and of the people that reported a firearm stolen from the vehicle, of the people that reported a firearm stolen from a vehicle, the majority of those vehicles were unlocked.
Ooh.
So there's no excuse for that. Ooh. However, for $20, you can buy a small steel pistol safe with a stainless steel cable that you loop under your seat. And let's say that you do have a license to carry and you can carry a firearm. Mm-hmm. But when you go to the post office, you can't take it in. So instead of just leaving it in your console, leave it in your glove box or under your seat, which, by the way, are the three places that the criminals look when they break in your car, you can put it in this small steel box and cover that little box up for the short period of time that you're out of your vehicle. You don't leave it in your vehicle overnight. If you go to out of town to a motel or a hotel, you don't leave it in your vehicle to be stolen. For only $20 at local stores in this area and online, you can get a small handgun safe.
Wow.
That will prevent smash and grabs, which most of the thefts out of a vehicle that are locked can be prevented very simply for $20.
But they could call the administrative number and get a free lock.
They can get a free lock. This is a little bit different kind of lock in that you could leave this firearm in your vehicle for a short period of time, and it would prevent a smash and grab.
Gotcha.
Okay. There's just simply no excuse for making a firearm easily accessible to a bad guy. So I'm talking to all of my Second Amendment brothers out there right now that believe in a constitutional right to own a firearm. With rights come responsibilities, and I'm begging you, be responsible and don't make it easy for bad guys to get your guns.
Hey, listen, Doc, we got to wrap up in just a second, but hey, give us a rundown again for the people.
Well, Crime Stoppers is a local program where you can help prevent crime, where you can report crimes and receive up to $1,000 cash and be totally anonymous. The tip number is 833-TIPS. And we need your help with our school program. We need your help with our outreach programs. And you can call our Crime Stoppers office here in Beaumont at 409-333-4088 to volunteer and to contribute. And God bless you if you do.
Hey, listen, let's get involved in our community. And here's a great opportunity to be involved with something that will benefit all of us. Again, it's Crime Stoppers. The number is 833-TIPS, 409-833-TIPS. We put it right on the bottom of your screen that you call, and that the TIPS is 8477. So if you know of a crime and you have information that will be relevant to the police solving this crime, call TIPS. It's absolutely anonymous. Nobody gets your name. Nobody gets your number. It's absolutely anonymous, so that you could
get a reward.
Get a reward
up to $1,000 cash.
Cash money. Now, again, as we stated earlier in the broadcast, it is not an overnight process. So don't think that it's going to be in a day or two or three. It's a process, but it's a good process.
And it's working.
We're
paying them. We're paying tips. In fact, today I'm going to a meeting, and we're going to be looking at all the recommended tips and the amounts, and we're going to start paying those tips.
Wow. But again, this is a great way to be involved. Now, if you want to go to the website, it's 833tips.com. 833tips.com. I know it's not on the bottom of the screen, but that's just for you to know. 833tips.com. That's the website. Again, the administrative number is 409. Let's see if I can put that back on the screen. and we're gonna get there. I'm gonna give this .com number, this .com in just a second. Here it is right here. Here's the website, 833tips.com. Look at that technology. 833tips.com. Here's the number for the administrative office, 409-338-4088. If you want them to come out to give you information about Crime Stoppers at your church, at your civic organizations, at your school, they're willing to come out and share that with you. Again, if you want to report a crime, 833-TIPS. There it is at the bottom of the screen. TIPS 8477. All right. Well, I want to thank Doc for coming today and sharing with us all this great information about Crime Stoppers. And I want to thank you for joining us on what's happening in our neighborhood. And we will see you next time on a broadcast.